Good evening and welcome back to the channel and welcome to the penultimate episode of Golden Lap with Knight. Two more races. One today, one in a couple of days' time. These are the standings right now. 5 points in it between us and Wayland. It's the closest season we have been a part of, without a doubt. And the Drivers' Championship is also, but it's the closest it could possibly be. Really. There's 1 point in it. Of course, they could be all tied on the same number of points. Anders Nielsen still has a very good chance of winning this title. Edward King, Carlos Mendes, Paul Woods, they all are in with a shout. Let's start with press conference. Here we go. Slampunk says, favorite series on the channel. It's been wonderful. Thank you so much, Punk. And thank you to everyone who comments, as I always like to say, and I do mean it. We are going very, very well as a channel. Lonwa says, bad strategy calls, in my opinion. You should have taken that cheap pit stop. I really did think about it. We had our strategy set. It was difficult to try and figure out the way to take that cheap pit stop and still work our strategy. But you might have been right. You might have been right. Laughing says, pre-race comment, we love you, mate. And this content, keeping an eye on your channel regardless of what happens after this season. Well, thank you so much for that, Laughing. There will be more Golden Lap because I want to get the other achievements. So there will still be Golden Lap. It might not be as regular. It might be like every once a week or maybe twice a week or, you know, something like that. Just to make room for some other games. You know, obviously we've had this game on the channel for a long time, going through season by season. So it will still be on the channel, but it might not be as regular. Not quite sure yet. Haven't really planned that far ahead, to be honest. But thank you for the comment. Either way, then Opa says, this close season reminds me of the real F1 with Piastri leading, Norris second and Verstappen third. Perhaps the coming races will see Verstappen ahead of Norris. No idea. That was, I think, said before the USGP, which obviously Verstappen got the win and Piastri finished in 5th, I believe. Oppa's press conference says, both drivers of Team Knight partied a bit too hard on the evening before a very important race. Are they already celebrating their victory? Before the last race is finished, will the team punish the drivers with a social media ban? Absolutely. To be honest, if I was in that kind of position, I wouldn't really want my drivers on social media that much anyway, unless I had confidence that they were able to be unaffected by social media. Because you can go on social media and you can get positivity, you can get toxic positivity, you can get negativity, you can get a complete swing between the two, literally in the same comment section and things like that. So I probably wouldn't want to be on so much social media anyway. Laughing then says, post-race comment, come on guys, we're so close, keep it together for a couple more races. We're so close, don't choke. Yes, that is a big point. We've got 2 races to go. And last comment is from Adam, who says, was Team Knight celebrating on the town a little bit too early? Will the drivers repent and focus up? Well, they better. Social media ban, definitely. That's got to happen. Let's go into the garage. I don't even think we'll be able to afford to build a new part. Will we? We can't. It would cost too much to do so. So we can't build a new part. We're going to have to upgrade. In fact, I'm not going to upgrade. I'm going to save my money. Going into the last race against... the last race will be in Argentina. We're going to try and do our best in this race, and we're going to hope that the drivers have bucked their ideas up and they're not out on the town. Here we go. Qualifying for the penultimate race of this career mode. Let's go. It's a start on the inters and then a progression across onto the wet tyres. Nielsen goes out first. King goes out second. Times 2 speed. Off we go. There's a lot at stake now. There really is. Nielsen is stuck behind Thompson, which means King is actually putting in purples, but then so is Nielsen. And King puts in a 127. Nielsen puts in a 130, but with purple sectors 2 and 3. So Nielsen must have been really, really affected in sector 1. Okay, best options. That's all we're doing here. Best options. And we only get 28 for Anders Nielsen in that first tuning session. That's rough. Best options. That's all we are going for. That's not good either. 24. Best options are nowhere near. Not what we need. Okay, Nielsen should have a little bit of empty track this time, so should be able to put in a lap that is completely unaffected by any of the other cars. Nielsen's in the zone as well, so I should expect some purple sectors and a very quick lap. I'm thinking 125. 124! Wow. Righto. Woods goes in second, but is still almost 3 seconds behind Anders Nielsen. He is a quick driver. Okay, one more drive on the intermediates. Wow, that was a good one. That was much better. For King, Nielsen goes out. King goes out. And on we go. So, Mendes has gone quicker than King as well. King has got empty track. White sectors. Cannot improve. And that has got to be down to the track getting just rainier and rainier as we go. Wet and wet and more wet. Nice. And yeah, we'll have to move on to the wet tyres now. Trying my best here, but we're not doing so well on the tuning. We're going to need a good couple of sessions to end this quali. We've got maybe, I would say, 4 or 5 more, so still plenty of time. Problem, I mean, look, so other cars are able to put in green sectors. We've obviously gone onto the wet tyres because it is time for that, but we can't improve. Nielsen is quite lucky because he's so quick, he's got that 2-second gap helping him out. It's not the best, is it? It's just not the best. We need to improve. We need to be better. So, a 3 for a 4. Good. A 5 for a 4. It pays off. Again, that's paid off. Not bad. I think we might have to focus on just one part for the next sessions, tuning sessions for both drivers, just to make sure we get something golden tuned. This looks like a quick track. It's only a 130 lap, potentially even faster on race day. So I'm gonna say engine focus. I think. Okay, Nielsen put in a 125.88, which would still be fast enough for pole, even though it's not his fastest lap. Okay, I've gone with it, and I've instantly clicked a different one, focusing on steering there. So that's my bad. I've literally just forgotten what I've said 2 seconds ago. Engine focus. Okay, we move down. Okay, that's better. That gives me a little bit more confidence that we can get the golden tune. But again, we focus on the engine, try and get the speed going well. Let's see, they might be able to put in a better lap time now. The track is getting a little bit more rubber laid down, but it is obviously still wet as heck. So it still might be tough. Let's see. White sectors, yeah, white sectors. Can you stick in the 125s? 131, 128 from Edward King. And look at that from the other drivers. Mendes has gone faster. It's still not close enough to actually cause us any problems. Okay, engine first. Okay, now down to the chassis and spend the last two. 46 and 53. That's going to be tough. That's going to be very tough. Okay, engine first. Good. 70. We should have enough time. I think we should have enough time for 2 more tuning sessions. Maybe. I might only just be 1. It depends. If there's a yellow flag, it ruins it. But there were so many sessions early doors in this qualifying where a poor tuning session has cost us now going to the end of it. Then again, I say that, and Nielsen has got a purple sector 1. Purple sector 2. He is going to go quicker. He's gone quickest. 124.71. Nielsen is something else on a wet track. He is just something else. It's really cloudy. What the heck? Okay, what's more likely to get 34? Let's go for it. No! Too close to the sun. Off they go. Edward King, can you get yourself in front of the Waylands? Need a good lap. I need a focused up lap. Let's go. He's in the zone. That's the one. Here we go. Come on, let's do it. Let's do it. Green sector 1. Awesome. Green sector 2. He's flying round. Will he take second place? Yes, he will. With a 126 exact. It's very, very good from Edward King. What a way to end this quali. Dang it. Woods has gone faster. So we start 1, 2, 3, 4 with the Waylands. Yeah, it's definitely an Inter's start and then a change onto the wets. 100%. It's got to be. Look at that. It's got to be. It's actually going to get a little bit better. It's got to be the Inters. Kanto crew chief partied a bit too hard. Off we go. We're going to watch Nielsen on the start here, guys. And he has lost position 1. He's got it back. And no, he's held it. Somehow Nielsen has held it. Mendes has gone behind Russo. Nielsen, that's a really good start. If Nielsen stays out in front, when that rain does come down, Nielsen can't focus, so I'm going to tell him to calm down now. But Edward King, I'm going to let him focus and keep pushing. Try and get Woods. He's stressing. No, stop it. There we go. Can't have him in red. Can't have him on the red. Mendes is still down in 5th and the gap is opening up. Mendes has just got Russo now. King is in the zone. Should be able to catch up to Woods a little bit. He is currently the quickest car on the track. Let's give him a push second half of this lap. The gap is 1.7. The gap is 1.6. Now it is very little. But Woods is out in front. He's got past Nielsen. All right, keep going. Okay, we've got to make sure we are on it with our strategy, on it with our driving style. You know, when we push, when we don't push. Okay, fuel-wise, we're going to start saving now for the end of this race. King's in the zone. Okay, you can have a push. No, you've got to overtake him. I was thinking about team orders. No, you've got to make the overtake on track. You've got to go and do it fair and square. That's the only option. Okay, my camera got a little bit bright there, so I've just calmed it down. We continue on. King, if you want that position, you've got to get the overtake done. There's no team orders at this point. Felix Gruber has crashed, pushed the car beyond its limits. That's from 9th. So there will be a red flag. It will be a complete start again. Got to be Inters. I think it's going to have to be Inters. At least we get a nice repair here. And we shall see what the Wayland strategy is going to look like as well. Are they going onto the wets or are they sticking with the Inters? They have to pause it just to get the fuel burn going. Let's go. Nielsen looks like he's got Woods. He has got Woods. Mendes once again bad start. King, unfortunately, a very bad start. He's behind Pereira and Fletcher. And everyone did go on to the Inters, so we kind of followed the safe option there, really. Yellow flags, we will calm it down. I think it's too early to go into the wets, isn't it? I think it is. So that's 2 DNFs already. Okay, let's calm down watching Nielsen. Let's times 4 speed. We'll go back to yellow flag. Sorry, go back to green flags in a second. And what are we going to do about Edward King? What are we going to do about Edward King? He's got Mendes right on his gearbox. He's pushing again. Let's calm that down. He's got the overtake done. That's good. Herrera is up next. King's in the zone. Okay, you can have a push here. Nielsen's lost out to Woods again. King's in the zone. Keep pushing. Get Pereira. Keep pushing. Get Pereira. Go on. Can't get past him. Calm it down. Calm it down. Calm it down. Okay. Rethink. A rethink is needed. He will get the move done. We know he will. He gets a bonus overtaking. If we give him a push and a burn, I think he'll get that move done very quickly. Giovanni Russo in the LeBron is another red flag. This is a tough track. 3 DNFs and we're only 16 laps in. 2 of them worthy of red flags. And it's definitely going to be onto the wets for this restart. We're going to lose them a couple more laps. Wait, do we actually lose those laps or not? Actually, it doesn't look like we do. Yeah, we don't actually lose those laps. Okay, this time, King's had a great start. He's out in second. And Nilsson's had a terrible start. He's down to 5th. So they've basically swapped positions. And the big kicker, okay, Nilsson's back into 4th, is that Mendes is in 3rd. Pereira had a bad start, down to 6th. This many restarts really does throw a spanner in the works. Okay. Because you just don't fully know if you're going to have that good restart or not. You can't guarantee it. Okay, back to ×2 speed here, guys. We're running 1, 2, 3, 4 as we started, except we were obviously 1 and 3. Now we are 3 and 4. But it's okay, and the reason I'm saying it's okay is because I think with our fuel saving, we'll be able to push rather soon. But we do need a bit of a... We do actually need a bit of like time out on track. It's been such a fragmented start to this race. There's no real time out on track to really, get a rhythm going or get some focus built, get the gap built up. It is building up now between us and the other cars, but every red flag just resets that. Nilsson can push. Again, you've got to get the move done if you want to try and chase the Waylands. King's in the zone. It's a swap situation. So King now pushes and tries to drag Nilsson with him and cut the gap to the Waylands. From here on, it looks like it's going to just be a one-stop wet tyre race. So as soon as we can push... There's the yellow flag. I think it's still a one-stop. We don't want to give up track position just yet. So it's not a yellow flag stopping now. If there's a yellow flag later, we will take it, but we can't right now. The Waylands would be so far ahead. We would be playing mega catch-up. We can't do that. So when it comes to pushing, we are negative 1.5 laps now. And we are only 4 seconds behind the Waylands because they're fighting as well. They're slowing each other up as well. So we are just relying on our ability to burn at the end of this race and getting some overtakes done. Nilsson's in the zone. You can have a push. Okay, the Waylands have pitted. Just going to hold out for a couple extra laps because I think their wet tyres are going to struggle come the end of this race. So I'm just going to hold out a little bit longer. Nilsson's in the zone, so he can keep pushing. Edward King, you're going to pit on this lap. Nielsen keeps pushing. In fact, you can push towards the pit. Okay, you calm down. He'll come out in 4th, I imagine. I've gone against the double stack, of course, not necessary. Oh no, look at that. King's actually come out ahead of Mendes. Very good. If there was a yellow flag, of course, we would take it and we would try and get that cheap pit stop, but it's not happened. Oh, Nielsen is right next to Mendes. Okay, Paul Woods is further up the road. Can we burn? Not just yet. Okay, okay, Nielsen can. Paul... Edward King, not just yet. Okay, Edward King now. Yes, brilliant. Okay, we are pushing. And we're trying to catch up to Paul Woods. That's all we've got left. Mendes is going to fall away. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. Nielsen, let's go. Yellow flag. This was when I would have pitted. But it's a little bit too low. You know, it's 4 or 5 laps later. You don't know what's coming. You can't guarantee that yellow flag is going to appear. It's somewhat lucky for the Waylands because this does extend their wet tyres a little bit. But our tyres are better and we're able to burn. I don't know if they'll be able to burn all the way to the end like we can. This is the important number, guys. 14 seconds. When we start racing again, I'm sure that number will come down. It is 11.8, 10.8, 10.7. Okay, keep going. 10.5, 10.4. It is coming down. Nielsen, you can calm down. Trying to get the overtake done on King. Neither of them can focus. They're out there racing. There's no team orders. They're out there racing. The gap is now down to 9 seconds. Paul Woods is burning. There we go. He's stopped burning because I don't think they can burn all the way like we can. Nielsen is holding off Mendes incredibly well. 8.8. It's coming down. 8.4. He's burning again, but... $8.1, 7.5, here we go. 5.2, there we go. Now we're really seeing it come down. And he's burning again. Woods is burning again because he's getting desperate. He can see the numbers coming down. 3.4, 3.8, sorry, 3.6, 1.4, 4 seconds, 1.1. Nielsen is right behind King. King is closing on Woods. King's in the zone. Here we go. This is it. This should be the full catch-up. 2 seconds back. 1.2. Get the move done and run away. Can't focus. Calm it down. But we have caught him. And Mendes is 10 seconds back. This is the important time. This is when you need to focus up and get the overtakes done. Look at Mendes being forced to conserve his tyres. He's trying to keep his tyres. Woods is being forced to push. King's in the zone. Get him. King's got him. Nielsen, it's your turn. Nielsen's got him as well. We are 1 and 2. Woods is going to fall back. We keep burning. It's a fight to the finish between 2 night drivers. Here we go. Nielsen versus King. Woods is trying to get back involved. He will not be able to. King's in the zone. King's in the zone. 7 laps to go. We're running 1-2. Mendes is 16 seconds behind. There is nothing in this. Oh, my word. Okay, okay. Calm down, King. Nielsen isn't focused up, but he is right on King's gearbox. Oh, my goodness. We're going to watch Nielsen here, chasing him down. One-time speed. Here we go. The Wayland tyres are shot. They are almost done. They might even have to pit. Because I don't know if those... Look at those wet tyres. Are they going to make it 4 laps at the end here? I don't know. No. They go for the pit stop. They're very lucky that the other cars are so far back that they won't actually lose anything by pitting there. But 28 seconds is more than enough for us to hold on. King's in the zone, but I'm not going to push him because I don't want our tyres to explode. We are 1 and 2. They can race to the end, but neither of them is allowed to push. Because I do not want to risk something going wrong and we give up a 1-2. The Constructors' title, the team standings, is still... It's got to be the priority, really. These guys are driving for themselves, but if they mess it up for the team, I will be beyond livid. I will be absolutely inconsolable. They are coming round the final corners, just about to start their final lap. There's 1 second in it. Nielsen is still trying. He's still there. He is literally not even a second back. But he can't get past him. Edward King is going to take the win. He is going to take the win. Edward King comes home in first position. Oh, look at that gap to the Waylands. We ran a perfect race. Strategically, dealing with the red flags. We kept our drivers out there for a couple of extra laps. We didn't want to have to pit again. It was the right decision. It was the right decision. 25 points goes to Edward King. 18 points goes to Anders Nielsen. 16 to Paul Woods because of that golden lap. Mendes with 12. First, second, a huge 1-2. A massive result. The driver standings now look like this. Edward King is now 9 points clear of Paul Woods. Anders Nielsen is in third, only 1 point ahead of Carlos Mendes and only 2 points behind Paul Woods. 11 points behind Edward King. So what I'm going to do right now, you guys can either laugh at my inability, my lack of ability when it comes to mathematics, or potentially not. So, Edward King is on 158. The maximum amount of points from a single race is 26, and that is first plus golden lap. So he can finish on 178 plus 6, 184. The maximum he can finish on is 184. But that is with golden lap. So I'm also going to make a note of 183 without golden lap. Paul Woods, 149. The maximum for him is therefore obviously 176 or... Nope, that's incorrect. 175. Because 149 plus 26 is 175. 174 without golden lap. Anders Nielsen. We take 2 away from those numbers. 173 with a golden lap. 172 without it. Carlos Mendez. He's on 146, so we just minus 1. 172 with golden lap. 171 without it. So, if Edward King finishes in second with a golden lap, he would take 19 points, which would take him to 177. Without it, 176. Which means the equation for Edward King is simple. If he finishes second, he is the champion. That is it for him. If he finishes second, he is the champion. Now, Paul Woods. If Edward King finishes in third and takes 15 points, that would move him to 173, potentially 174. Paul Woods has to win. The same for the others, really. Carlos Mendez needs all of the cars in front of him to finish behind him, but he also needs Edward King to finish even lower down. And Anders Nilsson needs to win for a start. He needs to come first. The only way Anders Nilsson wins this title is if he comes first. And even then, he would need Edward King to finish in third. And even then, it might not be enough. Oh my word. I don't even understand. We are 10 points clear as a team. That equation is quite simple. We must beat the Waylands. We can lose by 9 points and still win the title, but if we beat the Waylands, there is no question. Lots of swaps around. We've got one race to get a challenge bonus of some money. It's neither here nor there. The equation is simple. Anders Nilsson needs to win and Edward King come third. Edward King can finish second and still take the title. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time.